Hi, Brandy. Thank you so much for taking some time to connect today. I'd love to start with you just telling us a little bit about the brand you've been working with called Juvia's Place. Tell us a little bit about what Juvia's Place is about.
Hi, Nikki. Juvia's Place is a makeup brand that was designed to fit all women of any skin tone. So we're a really diverse makeup brand known for our vivid eyeshadow palettes, and we were one of the first brands to come out with 42 different shades of foundation that could match any skin tone.
Awesome. Exciting stuff. Can you describe a little bit of the role you've had with Juvia's Place?
Yes, I've had a variety of different roles, but currently I'm the brand manager at Juvia's Place. And as such, I oversee different marketing initiatives from e-com to retail growth, including agency partner management.
Can you tell me a little bit about what your paid media program looked like before we started to working together?
Yes, so we had a lot of success on social media, not with our paid media strategy, however. We had a lot of success with influencer marketing. We had a really robust influencer marketing program. However, when we tried to translate that same kind of influencer marketing strategy to our paid media strategy, it just didn't translate well, and we weren't successful at all. In fact, we were losing money with our digital marketing strategy.
Well, that dovetails nicely into my next question, which is really what types of results have we achieved together between Pennock and Juvia's Place?
Yeah, so we were really surprised, to be honest. We weren't too certain about digital media because we had really tried paid social in the past and we had negative results, right? We were shocked by how well the digital marketing strategy that worked that your team put together. We had ROAS, like 6-7x ROAS, coming from negative ROAS before. Especially pre iOS 14.5, our ROAS was really high, a 7x, even 8x. Now, after the changes with iOS, our ROAS was lower, but it was still profitable, about 4x.
Why do you think we were able to help you get those results?
Part of the success with the partnership that we have with your team was just strategy and fearlessness. Your team's really creative with finding ways to target our audience and build our brand. Also to go after new audiences. We also worked with you on a lot of like testing different ad copy and messaging, and it's just a lot of testing and a lot of fearlessness, and I think that's what worked and really allowed us to grow our overall consumer base.
Lovely. Awesome. And I remember a member of my company at Pennock kind of spearheaded an initiative related to business grants. Do you have any insight into how that worked for your brand?
Yeah, that was one of the really kind of fearless strategic campaigns that your team came up with. Who would have thought that something like that would have worked for a makeup brand? And the way that we marketed that particular campaign, we were marketing that campaign to everyone, not just makeup lovers. And we were surprised by how profitable that campaign was, even though our targeting was much more broad. And so that just is one of the examples of the kind of fearless experimentation that your team helped us to guided us on with that particular campaign.
What benefits did this campaign and our relationship have for the brand?
The benefit of that campaign was that it got our brand out to non-makeup consumers, or kind of the everyday consumer, kind of the Revlon drugstore makeup consumer that really wasn't familiar with Juvia's Place, because Juvia's Place we had a really niche audience that just was infatuated with highly pigmented colors. And this kind of got our brand out to those that were just kind of like, I'm just going to buy this little lipstick in the drugstore and maybe I'll put it on some days, maybe not. It really got our brand out there to both men and women across all races and groups of people, and built an affinity to our brand with a much larger audience.
Love it. as we started working together, I know we ramped up your paid media spend pretty significantly as we were no longer negative ROAS. What kind of benefits longer term were you guys able to achieve as maybe in part due to running paid media together?
Well, the biggest benefit was, of course, revenue. So we went from driving up a couple $100,000 in revenue to millions of dollars in revenue every month. Our paid media strategy helped our revenue below our revenue goals out of the water. In fact, our revenue goals became much grander as we continued to see the success of this program.
And then if you can kind of remember the history, because I know we've been working together for a while, why did you choose Pennock to help with all of your paid media efforts?
Well, Pennock actually came to us through a referral, and we had been working very closely with another consultant who had worked with you in the past. But once we met with your team and talked through strategy and really became familiar with how you would approach our marketing kind of woes and how you would reach our audiences and the different strategic tests that you would just come out of the box with immediately. It really sold us on the future partnership that we would have.
So describe your experience with Pennock. Like, in what area do you think you received the most value in working with us, and maybe why you think that value was so great from us, maybe versus other agencies you've worked with in the past?
One problem I've had with agencies in the past is that they're very inflexible, and that's usually due to them having so many clients that they cannot keep up with the clients that they have. What I value with our partnership with Pennock is, one, that you're available and that you're flexible. We can contact you at any moment, Monday through Sunday, about any issue that we're having with marketing, about any ideas we have, about any explanation we need, and you're always available to us. And then just being flexible, that is just probably the biggest value that you add to our team. Since we're such a small marketing team, we really needed partners who could be flexible and available at all times.
How likely are you to then recommend us to another brand, be it beauty, makeup?
I am very likely. Out of a 1 out of 10, maybe even 11. I'm very satisfied with our partnership, and I know that you drive results. And I would feel confident recommending you to any other business to drive results for them as well.
Lovely. All right. Brandy, I really appreciate you having the time to talk with us about all this today.